I have tested every major GPS dog collar on the market, and after running them all through dense tree cover and the toughest conditions I could find, there was only one that scored perfectly. Stick around to see the actual test footage of Kona here under heavy tree cover, and I'm going to drop our exclusive discount link at the end so you can grab the only collar that I would trust to protect my dog. These links also support this channel at no extra cost to you. Now, let's dive in. So here's the deal. There are plenty of GPS collars out there with long, flashy feature lists. Some come bundled with celebrity training programs or built-in activity tracking. A few of them even include AI tools that offer coaching on things like diet and health. And sure, all that sounds really cool on paper, but here's my problem with all of it. What good is a health monitoring system when your collar isn't protecting your dog as well as it could? What's the point of an AI coach if your dog is getting inconsistent warnings at the boundary? And why would I care about tracking my dog's steps if the fence itself has accuracy issues? I'm not trying to be harsh here. I'm just being really honest about what actually matters when you're trusting a device to keep your dog safe. And that's why we consistently test every available collar on the market by running them through the absolute worst conditions that we can find. Specifically, dense tree cover where GPS signals typically get disrupted by all those pine needles and the canopy interference. You're going to see footage in this video of my colleague Zach actually performing these tests. We're not talking about reading spec sheets or trusting marketing claims. We actually walk the boundaries, we let the dog cross them repeatedly, and we document every single alert, tone, and correction just to see what actually fires and what gets missed. And here's what we found. Most collars work fine in ideal conditions. Open fields, residential neighborhoods with clear sky visibility. Yeah, they're all going to perform reasonably well there. But throw in dense tree cover or mountain terrain or buildings that reflect GPS signals, and that's where the difference becomes really crystal clear. Some of the collars that we tested missed warning tones entirely. The dog would cross the boundary and get hit with static correction without any alert that they were even approaching danger. That's not just inaccurate, that's actually poor training methodology and a recipe for a really confused and anxious dog. Other collars had pretty significant delays. Kona would be 3 feet past the boundary before any feedback kicked in, which kind of defeats the entire purpose of a virtual fence, right? We also found collars that worked perfectly in open spaces, but completely fell apart under tree cover. The GPS signal would struggle or the boundaries would shift and the whole system basically became unreliable. And if you can't trust your collar in the toughest conditions, you can't really trust it at all. So yes, we could talk about which collar has the best app interface or the longest battery life or the most advanced training videos, but really none of that matters if the fundamental technology, the GPS accuracy, and the feedback system isn't working consistently. And that's the foundation that everything else is built on, right? That's exactly why, after putting every collar through these real-world accuracy tests, we are only recommending one. SpotOn. It's the only collar that scored perfect even under dense tree cover. It's the only one that delivered every single warning tone exactly when it should. And it's the only one that I trust enough to use on my own dog. So let's talk about why SpotOn is the only collar that I actually recommend. And I'm starting with the most important thing here. When we tested this collar under dense tree cover, the absolute worst case scenario for GPS, it scored perfect. Every single time that we approached the boundary, we got the alert tone exactly when she should. Every time Zach got closer, the warning tone fired. And if he crossed it, the correction happened at the precise moment that it was supposed to. Other collars we tested, they missed warnings, they had delays, they struggled with accuracy, but SpotOn nailed it every single time, which is exactly what you need when you're trusting a device to protect your dog. SpotOn is more accurate because it connects to a huge number of satellites, and it uses a much larger, stronger antenna than other collars do. It can actually read signals from up to 30 satellites at once, which helps it stay precise. And if your dog is in a tough GPS area, like under heavy tree cover, its forest mode kicks in to keep the tracking accurate. The result? 3-foot accuracy under open sky, 10-foot accuracy under heavy tree cover or near big buildings. That's the best in the industry, and it's the reason that this collar works where other collars fail. Right out of the box, you can tell this collar is built differently. It's made from durable silicone with a solid clasp that's easy to take off and on, and the whole unit is waterproof to IP67 standards. That means Kona can swim, run through streams, or get stuck in a rainstorm. It's built for everything from freezing days to brutally hot ones. The collar comes in 3 different sizes, and it works for dogs that are 15 pounds or more. It's assembled right here in the United States in New Hampshire, and you can actually feel the quality when you hold it. So one of the best things about SpotOn is how intuitive fence creation is. You've got 2 options. You can draw your boundary directly in the map in the app, or you can walk the perimeter with the collar and it'll create the fence based on your actual path. Both methods work great, and the whole process takes maybe 10-15 minutes for your first fence. Here's the really cool part. You can create unlimited fences without any subscription at all. You want a fence at your house, one at your parents' house, one at your favorite hiking spot? Go for it. And these fences can be any shape or size, from half an acre up to 100,000 plus acres if you've got the property for it. You can add keep out zones around gardens or pools. You can create overlapping fences. You can even set up home zones that disable feedback when your dog's indoors so that you don't get any false corrections. The one guideline to remember, your fence should be at least 80 feet wide at its narrowest point to give the alert system enough space to work properly. The alert system uses 2 different tones to signal when your dog's getting close to the boundary. In my experience, this only works well if you actually follow the training steps. Skipping that part is honestly the fastest way for everything just to fall apart. Set aside a real block of time to walk through it with your dog so the collar and the fence make sense to them and to you. Here's the rundown. When Kona gets near the boundary, she hears the first tone. It's just a simple beep that basically means, hey, you're getting a little too close. If she keeps walking, she's gonna get a second tone that is noticeably sharper and basically says, hey, this is the edge. And if she pushes past both of those, the collar delivers a static correction of up to 10 seconds. You can choose from 30 different levels, or you can turn the static off entirely and rely on the tone or on the vibration instead. One thing I do actually like about this setup is the re-entry behavior. If Kona comes back toward the fence after leaving, the collar switches to just the alert tone, no correction at all. That makes it easier for the dog to return without creating any kind of hesitation or fear. Battery performance has been pretty solid. Using the fence alone, I usually get over 40 hours. If you turn on the tracking features, it does drop to somewhere in like the 25 to 35 hour range, depending on settings. The recharge time is really quick, around an hour, which saved me more than once when I forgot to plug it in overnight. There's also an optional monthly plan that adds real-time tracking, breach alerts, escape path reports, the ability to trigger a light on the collar, and a call your dog home feature. It's useful if you want that extra layer of reassurance, but the core fencing system doesn't require any subscription at all. I ran the collar for a while without tracking just to see and test everything, and the fencing worked normally. The collar's definitely on the higher end in terms of upfront price, but you do get a 90-day trial period to see if it actually works for your setup. You get a 1-year warranty and a one-time replacement if the collar's damaged. They also include a virtual training session, which is helpful if you're unsure how to get it all started. So this collar isn't trying to be an all-in-one fitness tracker or an AI-powered coach. It focuses on fencing accuracy and dependable performance, and that's where it really stands out. In my testing, especially in wooded areas, it's been the most consistent option. It's not perfect, and it doesn't have every feature that all the other collars throw in, but if the priority is reliable containment in tricky environments, this has been the one that I've had the most confidence in. If you want to check it out, I'll add the discount link in the description below. It's what I've been using with Kona, and after running all the major systems through all the same tests, it is the one that has consistently performed best.